Hi guys, so this is part 2 and the final part to the restoration project of the Porsche 924 that we've had for over a year. I think it's been a year and 4 months now, 5 months, yeah, around there. But anyway, this is the final video of it, so 2-part video, and the conclusion to its rebuild process. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll jump straight into it with a video of the 924 turbo cam that has been polished and reground to fit into this 924 NA. Obviously it comes with the buckets, the lifters, etc, etc. So real quick, just jump straight into it. Alright, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy this video. There are some repetitive information that I've gone through. I'm sorry for being so repetitive, but that's just the way it is. Editing these videos take forever, and I've had to sift through so much videos, minor, small videos that I created just to follow through in this whole project, and I've only included the important ones. So without further ado, enjoy the video. Thumbs up, like and subscribe as always, and stay tuned to other content. I'm going to be releasing 2 videos today. One more on my air track, which is quite unexpected, but I had to do an engine change on the car. So it's been due for one for the past 1.5 years. I've known of the problem, but anyway, here you go. Enjoy the 924 progress. Thanks guys. Okay, the car was revving, engine was running well, but once it hit high RPM, it started and it fell on its face, and after a while it stopped idling well again. We suspect the K-jet definitely did get jammed, so now K-jet is totally removed, brought out, opened up to see what we can do to unblock it. It was all blocked up, I don't know why. So now we're just unblocking the K-jet. Let's hope it gets to idle properly and rev properly again. We'll give you guys an update as soon as we get it. Okay, so the K-jet has been dismantled, and luckily this is a metal diaphragm. We've discovered that these 2 ports are not filling up with fuel properly. Look at how rusty they are. And the filter is a little bit crushed, missing 1 O-ring. These are the 2 ports that are rusty, here and here. So we've got to figure out why isn't there enough fuel flowing in these 2 ports. That is what's causing our high RPM misfire. Alright, stay tuned, more updates. Working on it, he's working on it now. I've been sitting here with him for the last 45 minutes, right next to the car, squatting down on the floor with injectors. Yeah. Rev it and see. First time ever I come here, the car is being worked on. Amazing. They just started it as I was walking here. So let's see what happens when it's warm. This is the new TD box hooked up now. That's the old one that is short. That is a used part. This is a brand new part. So hopefully we're able to allow the car to idle a long time. He's the old guy that's working on it. Working on it now. Close start. Fuel pump all connected, Uncle Woon. So it hasn't been started for a few weeks. Just got the new TD box in there now, right now. Yep, the TD box is just fitted. He went and got it just now while I'm here, and it's just fitted a few seconds ago. So now we're gonna try to get it started. Hopefully it runs forever. Okay, let's see how long it runs. Okay, what happened is now we have power direct to the ignition coil. So later on you'll double check the power supply, not an issue. But for now, let's run it for 15 minutes. This smoke is from oil dripping into the exhaust manifold, accumulated over a few weeks. So it's burning away. Once it's gone, we'll see what happens in the next 15 minutes or so. If it doesn't cut off, should be good. Okay, exhaust exhaust all smells good, doesn't smell overly rich. No white smoke, no black smoke, looking good. The spark coming out, the spark plug is no good, but the spark coming out from the main LED here is very good. Pap, 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 very good. It's only the spark being distributed, the spark plug is no good. So I told the guy working on it to get me a new roto arm to be fitted in here. Then we can see whether it's good or no good lah. After that, I just want to make sure the spark here is good. Once the spark here is good, that means I can restart the car when it's warm, and I should be able to run up the rev range in while the car is fully loaded and driving. The ignition switch here is a problem. Can't get this anywhere around, and that thing is a little bit finicky. There is a power. We have replaced ignition coil, replaced that. This is the shit, forgot what this is called. And then this is TD box, and I want to show you. Of course, we replaced a fuel pump. You see the Walbro fuel pump there. This TD box used to be down here. Now this TD box is replaced by this. It's a new modern Mercedes type of TD box. So this is the old one, this is a new one. This helped a lot, and this was what replaced the MSD that originally I wanted to put in, but this is a very much more simple solution. I'm back here again today. We got the battery charged. I'm gonna put the battery in now and then try to start the guy up. According to the Sifu, Uncle Woon, he says timing seems to be a little bit off. Cranking and starting is a little bit difficult. Idles and starts very well now. I'm going to do a test drive and see how it goes. Very steady. I'm gonna rinse the car down and then go for a test drive and then see how it works, how it goes. The battery is too big. They put in a temporary battery in the bonnet. Bonnet cannot close. I don't know why they can't give me back my original battery and put it in. Stupid fellas. Really. I just want to make sure this test drive is good, and then we can take the car back to our site. Fire. Come like that. Battery terminal.
No light.
No power. Yeah, stop already. Hey, not clicking. Just passed away, but it was running good. Alright, inner tubes It's a good day because the 924 NA is now running under its own power. We've collected it back from the uncle, the pt2 specialist, and he's done good on his word. So the car is now running strong, running well, no misfires, no sputters, no jerks, and the power delivery is good all the way up to the top of the RPM range, and no more hiccups. So mechanically it's running very well. It is we just need to button up and do a bulk check and a wiring check before we can return it back to the customer. It's tracking very well, it's holding speed well. It's generally all there already. So the car is pretty complete now. We just need to tidy up a few things before we can release it to the customer in the next few days. Awesome blossom. We'll show you what was changed in the process once I get back to the workshop. Don't know why suddenly the high beam, low beam, the headlight is acting up now. Headlight is acting up now. So after coming back from the pt2 fella's place, a lot of funny things that were all done, all fixed already in the past, now has got to be revisited. So yeah, just troubleshooting all the small things lah. Get it done, then I'll take it for 24 or 48 hour test drive before passing back to you. Hello Intertubes, I'm currently test driving the 924. Test drive is going fine, aircon is nice and cool, car is performing well. It's going to rain soon, and right now just using it as a daily drive. Porsche 924, easy to drive, suspension feels good, steering feels tight, car handles very well. Aside from engine lacking power, it's actually a good platform, very good platform. The process of getting the pt2 working properly was a very long and tedious process, whereby I was entirely at the mercy of the old uncle who didn't really want to work on this car. I don't know, for whatever reason, would only work on the car when I went to chase him. So I went there at least 2 or 3 times a week. Every time I was there, he would work on it or pretend to work on it, and then when I left, he would probably stop immediately working on this car, and then until the next time I visited. So that was quite disheartening, and that was what has caused this car's delay. I've had this car for probably about a year now. Quite embarrassing to say. I didn't start off with a collection video simply because I thought it was going to be a very fast 2, 3, 4 week turnover time to get these cars completed from A to Z. This is the first stage of restoration of this 924, which is mechanical restoration. I had an agreement with the owner that I would just do the mechanical restoration first, so that he has a classic car to drive around. He's a collector, he's got plenty of other classic cars. However, not many of them are reliable daily drivers, and I told him that I was going to make this his reliable get around car, mechanically sorted first of all, before any aesthetics or interior was tackled on this car. So we are now 1 year into it, and mechanical restoration is finally quote-unquote complete. I'm doing this 2 or 3 day test drive on this car to make sure that it doesn't break down and doesn't overheat, and make sure alternator charges, no hiccups and no gremlins popping up in the next 2 or 3 days. If it is rock steady, then this car is ready to be returned back to the rightful owner. So just to recap, we have had a 924 turbo radiator installed into this car because its original radiator was already leaking, corroded, and its original fans were also busted, broken, not working well. So it's got a 924 radiator, 924 turbo radiator and fan system installed, taken off from the 924 turbo that we are rebuilding right now. It also has a 924 turbo stock cam and lifters because its original cam was actually worn, eaten up. Tolerance were not set properly on it, and it was just really badly pitted and worn out due to bad fitment. Several of its cam followers or buckets or lifters or tappets or whatever you want to call it were also had pits in it due to the cam grinding it. So we had to replace 3 out of the 8 buckets, cam lifter buckets. So some very little engine work done on it to make it run properly. It still needs a valve seal replacement because it does have some oil seeping into the cylinders, and it burns some oil, having some white smoke coming out from the exhaust. That is something that we have to tackle on another day. We've also revised the K-Jetronic system. We've actually retrofitted a Volvo 124 K-Jet into this engine, and made it work. So because the original K-Jetronic from this 924 was totally messed up. It was handled by mechanics who did not know how to tune a K-Jetronic, and the tune was totally out of whack. So the car couldn't rev. It would sputter. It would misfire. It had no power, and constantly overheated. Ran hot. So we revised the whole K-Jetronic system and replaced it with a Volvo 124 K-Jetronic system, and managed to get it working. That is what the old man was helping me to do, because he's a K-Jetronic expert. While doing that, he also had to complete his job by way of replacing the distributor's rotor arm, replacing a TD box to a Mercedes TD box. TD box is the ignition box. Bosch ignition system, originally found in the 924, is this item right here. Let me see if I can get it. Everything works. RPM. It's not revving. Water temp, fuel gauge, speedometer, trip meter, all works. Oil press meter, something wrong here. Clock and voltage, all working. Aircon is nice and cool. Proton Waja aircon control panel. Radio works too, but we're going to turn it off for now. I want to listen to the car. Pretty tidy, otherwise just needs a good major cleaning. Porsche 924. Steering feel is good. I have to clean it up. Headlights, all electronics work perfectly fine. So we have addressed all of the electronical issues, and we're currently stuck in a jam. Wipers are good. Okay, let's drive, get through this jam till I'll show you in the engine. So here is the engine bay of the 924 NA. This is I'll point out the parts that we've replaced. This WUR, a ignition coil, distributor head, as well as his rotor inside there. Constantly have to change, advance and retard the timing of the distributor. Something that is still a teething problem. That's why we're testing the car, and the car's not back with the owner yet. So this is the K-Jetronic fuel divider, which is of a Volvo 124. Volvo 240, sorry, Volvo 240. Even this throttle body, the K-Jet throttle body, is also of the Volvo 240. That's the TD box from a Mercedes, a Bosch TD box from a Mercedes. The original ignition box used to be here, but we've simplified it and we've planted that over there, away from water and foreign objects. So this engine bay looks pretty stock as it is. Wiring is routed the way it came from the factory. It's a little bit dirty, a little bit messy, but this is exactly how it's supposed to be. Inside of the head, we've replaced the cam as well as a few cam lifter buckets, new belts, water pump is also replaced. This is a 924 turbo radiator and fan setup with a lower temperature fan switch, so the fan will come on faster, earlier, sooner. And so everything has been tightened up. That wraps everything up pretty much. Tidied up all the wiring. There were a lot of excess wiring and a lot of half cut and half connected wiring that was in the engine bay when we started working on this car. Now everything is tidied up and back to factory spec, and everything pretty much works. Okay, so I'll test this car for another few days, and it's almost time to send it back to the owner. We've of course refreshed all the wiring here. We've also replaced a few ground wires and power supply wires. That's a big main fuse which we've also added to the car. Didn't originally come like that. It's a big fuse block. Main power supply. And all this has been tidied up. Previously this was a fire hazard. Wires were all over the place. So placed nicely. I definitely do not like or condone having something this hideous on the hood prop stick, but it came like that. I'm not gonna mess with it. We've made sure that the hood prop stick is fastened into the bonnet as it should, and it's permanently in there. Originally this hood prop stick would just be left lying around within the engine bay. So everything has been tidied up here. We've also tidied up and tightened everything in the cockpit. Things were loose in the past. It's all proper and nice now. These are the items we've replaced: the hardware, fuel pump, the wool, ignition coil, ignition box, and a lamp, dome lamp, which is in there proper now. Okay, we'll give you more driving impressions and update you further. Thanks for watching. Okay, inner tubes. This is the final test of the 924NA. We have rectified all problems, and speedometer now works, RPM meter, rev meter works, water temp, fuel gauge, all the auxiliaries except for oil pressure, because oil pressure sensor we don't have here in Malaysia. Voltage works. The clock is subjective, but anyway, it's not important. So we're doing a long-term test on this car. I am doing a long-term test in this car. Aircon is blowing nice and cold. Take my word for it, not sweating. Very comfortable in here. Suspension and all drivetrain parts are very nice and smooth. So we're doing on the road test. I'm on the highway. I'm gonna do about 50 kilometers straight right now, and one way, 50 kilometers one way. So I'm gonna do 100 kilometers right now straight away. Go and come back from Shah Alam to Cyberjaya and back. Car's running very smoothly, very comfortably, sitting on about 80-90 kilometers an hour. And we'll take it through its paces. I'm on 5th gear, gearbox fine, it shifts very nicely. No vibrations, no crazy shake or judder or any problem that it used to come with in the past. Engine's running very strong. Very happy with it now so far in the first 10 minutes of driving. So there you go. Here it is. You know, it's taken a long time to get to this point where we're able to drive the car. It hasn't been cleaned yet. We just custom made and replaced the speedometer cable. Thankfully it works and running nicely. So for safety reasons, I'm gonna cut this video short up to this point. Merging onto the highway, north-south highway, going all the way to Cyberjaya. It'll be an hour's drive altogether, to and fro at least, and get a good test of it, very good test of it. Alrighty then, till the next update. I'm gonna have to start to clean this car up before I pass it back to the owner. Good times coming. Thanks for watching. Stuck behind this. Let's drop some gears. Bam, bam, boom, boom. Let's pull the RPM a little bit. Signal working. Let this car pass. I'm on 3rd. It's going. Very good. Brakes are strong. Okay, torque is good. Engine's nice and torquey, making this hill climb a non-issue. Brakes are nice. Speed is good. We're pulling, we're pulling, we're pulling. Into 5th gear, 120, not even sweating it. This car is great. What an awesome car. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alright, till the next update, Coming up next. Hello TikTok users. This is the Porsche 924 that was so great. Is now abandoned on the roadside because it has left me stranded. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be late to pick up my Durance in Kepung at 4 p.m. So almost 4 p.m. I was on schedule until this car died. Aduh. TikTokers. Here I am, TikTokers on the roadside with the frogs and the harwans in the train. Yo, what a terrible luck. Terrible luck. At least the car looks good sitting down stationary on the roadside. Okay, inner tubes. Let me see. I think okay, inner tubes. We are doing the final test and drive of the 924NA after removing the K-Jet Tronic fuel distributor as well as ultrasonic cleaning the injectors. The car is finally running fine at the moment. I don't dare say it's perfect because every time you claim that, something goes wrong. So anyway, we've been doing well for the past 2-3 days. I collected the car on Saturday night and been driving it since then. Today is Monday. Everything looks good. The drive is smooth and comfortable. Suspension is nice and pliable, very soft. Gearbox, clutch, radiator, cooling, all very good, steady. No knocks from the engine. Car's firing very well. And holding speed well. Temperatures are all good. And actually very pleased with it. So almost time to release it back into the wild, pass it back to the owner, and conclude this project. So as you can see, I've tidied it up, cleaned it up to the best of my ability. Car sports a nice red and black interior. Everything is working as it should. This car doesn't have power steering. Even without power steering, it drives with a fairly light steering wheel, even in stationary form, because it's not a heavy car to begin with, and the steering feedback is pretty good. We've got quite a lively steering, nice good feel to it, and as I said, this 4-spoke Porsche steering wheel is a sight to be seen. It's only something that a mother would love, but it feels good in the hand when you're holding it and you're steering it, when you're using it. It feels good anywhere you place your hands, so can't complain about that. And as you can hear, the interior very tight, no rattly things going on. Tightened up all the possible loose items, and it's nice and tight now. Don't have any funny noises coming along from the interior, so nothing to be alarmed about whenever you go driving. Driving position is pretty good. Gear shifting is not bad. It's an old car. 5 gears, but it goes into gear nicely. You normally don't have this here. For the keen eye you would notice this as a Proton Waja air conditioning control panel. The car came like that, and then the control panel actually failed, the original one that came with it. Then we had to put in another Waja control panel in there to make it work. I still have not gotten the oil pressure sensor, and I've still not gotten a odometer gear. These are two things I need to get for this car to make it 100% working and perfect. Aside from that, happy with it now. All it needed was a full overhaul of the K-Jet fuel distributor as it was dirty, and a ultrasonic cleaning of the fuel injectors. As you all know, K-Jet fuel injectors are a little bit different. They're actually a brass fitting. They're not actually modern day injectors which run a built-in filter, and no wires go to it. There's no programming. There's no pulsing of the fuel injectors through electronic signal. All pulsing, all injector flow, all fuel pressure comes from the K-Jetronic fuel divider, and it was a huge learning curve for me to familiarize with this system, because it's totally different from what we are used to, modern day fuel injection systems. I was at the verge of actually converting this car to modern day fuel injection system, but we prevailed with the K-Jetronic, and finally got it working to the way it should be. Luckily, we kept on chugging along and making sure that the K-Jet would stay in this car to guarantee the authenticity of the build, and not to bastardize or hybrid the car and bring it too close to a modern day car, which takes away the vintage of this car. So the engine is 100% original, aside from running a Volvo 240 K-Jetronic system. The fuel divider, the K-Jet flow meter, injectors, etc. are actually all offered to Volvo 240. It was a donor car that I had to buy just to get the fuel injection system out of and retrofitted into this car. Having done that and changing the ignition box, known as the TD box now, everything is running nicely and smoothly. Show you the engine after this, and yeah, thanks for following along with me in this whole process. Well, the aircon luckily runs very nice and cool consistently. The car idles nicely and the temperatures are good. All meters and warnings work. It's actually quite a nice car to drive daily, because it's not stressful to drive. It has a stock clutch in it, fairly light, not as light as modern day Hondas or modern day cars in general, but bearable, something that you can really use every day. It's smooth, and suspension is very pliable, very comfortable. You know, car is also solid because we've replaced all the drive arm bushers front to back. Yeah, all mountings have been replaced, so it's actually very very good, very solid feel. Car is light, but its road holding manners is actually very good. It can sit on 150 kilometers, 160 kilometers an hour on the highway, just cruising, and it will be fine. It'll be happy doing that. Not unstable. Aerodynamics is good. No crazy wind noise, and no push from side winds as well. So this car actually handles the speed very well, and engineered very well. Being a Porsche, it's definitely an authentic Porsche product. Even though a lot of people say that this car is a joint venture between Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche, yes it was, but Porsche bought over the whole rights to this design of the car, and just bought Audi engines to put in. Audi 100, for those of you who are not familiar, Audi 100 4-cylinder 2-liter engine with the Porsche K-Jetronic system. So yes, it's running a Audi 100 engine in it. Has nothing Volkswagen off it, and it's the rest of it. It's just history. It's all Porsche. It's all Porsche aside from the engine. But even the engine has been worked by Porsche, and it's producing a healthy, I think 100 and 120 horse. Was it something like that? Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong. Anyway, yeah, it's a good ride, good comfortable drive, even without power steering. Nice and light, good power to weight ratio. It's not going to win any drag battles, but it's good enough. Actually, it's good enough to putt around. This car has never been known to be a super fast car, but it's definitely known to be a good handling car, and that's exactly what it is. It handles very well, it delivers. I'm happy with it. Soon it'll be back to its owner's hands, and we're happy to pass it along, putting another car back on the road. Thanks for watching, guys. Here's the 924's engine in cold start. Idles very nicely, very stable, and just a one crank start. Luckily, everything seems to be working out now. After replacing the warm-up regulator, overhauling the K-Jetronic fuel distributor, and ultrasonically cleaning the injectors in the ultrasonic bath. So the last time I drove the car, it was coming back from Cyberjaya, and it broke down on the roadside, left me stranded. And the result of that is fully overhauling and cleaning that fuel distributor, as well as cleaning the injectors. And so far that has made the car run stably without breaking down again. So far the car is solid, pretty solid. I'm gonna go for a short test drive now, and hopefully all goes well. Then it's back to the owner. Thanks for watching, guys.